Hello everybody, it's your boy N here. I'm coming at you guys with another YouTube video. So in today's video, it is going to be a bossing tier list for all the Descendants in the middle of Season 2. So let's get on into it. I am live streaming this on my YouTube channel and on my Twitch channel. So if you look underneath me here, you'll see the chat. I'm gonna turn the blurbs off, I swear to God, bro. Right. Let's just get into it. Come on, be nice with the blurbs, guys. You know, we don't wanna make it. But come on, bro. Come on, don't do me like this. Don't do me like this. It's okay. It's okay. I forgive you. All right. So let's get into it. We'll just go in the order that it shows over here, and this is gonna be for bossing, and I'm gonna go over specific bosses and everything as well. So that should be fine. The normal Descendants and the ults, if they've got the ults, we'll just use that instead. So we'll just cut the normal ones out of it. But you know, let's go with it. Okay, so starting off with Ajax. I believe Ajax has an ult. Where is the image for it? There it is, right. Ajax, I'm actually gonna put him in. I'm gonna put him in B tier for bossing. Now hear me out. Ajax would require a gun build, which is perfectly fine because, you know, a lot of the game is gravitating towards gun builds right now. But the fact that Ajax can literally tank every single boss means that he's a great support in bossing. He's a genuinely, a very good Descendant to run in a team for bossing. And I think that Ajax is a very good Descendant. I wouldn't say he's A tier or above, because having an ability that will buff his damage output for bossing would be better. But I think B tier is a fair spot. Any complaints with that? Any arguments? Does anyone disagree? Ajax main rise. Ajax main rise. Like, Ajax does not get enough love in this game, man. Genuinely, Ajax is actually hella cool. Actually, you know, whilst I'm here, I'll move all the Descendants that have an ult to the end, just so that we can ignore the regular images of them, and we'll just use the ultimate ones. Okay, that works. Okay, right, that works. A good solid pick. All right, we'll take that. Right, next up, Blair. Now Blair, I would go with who uses this bro tier. So just for reference, this is S, A, B, C, D, E, and then balls tier, F tier. But yeah, who uses this bro? Because right now, Blair does have a gun build, which does actually work. But I've seen like maybe one person in the entire world use the Blair gun build. I could be wrong. Blair might actually be somewhat decent, but as of right now, before the ult's coming out, because we're recording this on the 2nd of March, there's still a chance for Blair to become a very good mainstream bossing character, but it's definitely not happened yet. And I think that Blair is who uses this for tier. So that's what we're going to go with for now. Now, Enzo, come on, I don't need to say a word. Enzo is an immediate S tier for bossing. Supply firearm red module, his buffs for crit rate, he can respawn his own health, he's got regenerative ammo. There is nothing wrong with Enzo, and he is the definition of perfection with bossing. Like, he's such a great support overall, but when it comes to bossing specifically, he will, if you're using a shield build, he can basically regen his entire health bar, like within 2 seconds, or like 3 seconds. He can give crit rate, he can get to everyone in the team with his red module, he can give crit buffs to everyone on the team with guns. Enzo is immediate perfection for bossing, and if you think otherwise, you've not spent enough time in this game with Enzo, and I strongly believe that. Okay, next up we have Esimo. Now, I would say Esimo is either an A tier or a B tier. I think it depends. If you're playing solo or squad, Esimo, if given enough time, he can charge up and nuke like everything. But I don't think that a lot of people use Esimo. So I would say that I'd say Esimo would be an A tier if he if he took less time to charge it up. If you're trying to just delete a boss immediately, Esimo's not going to be the first choice. He can delete the boss very fast, but I think in terms of context now, I would put him in B. But I don't know. S tier, I know he's really good for deleting the boss, but like, doesn't it take a little bit too long? Eskimo bowling F tier. F tier is wrong. That is not nice. Yo. Yeah, we're doing a tier list, pew pew. Actually, no, I'll go with A tier. I'll go with the first A tier being Esimo, because I do understand that he is actually capable of deleting all the bosses, and I've seen him nuke Gluttony. I've seen him nuke like everything apart from Deathstalker. So do you know what? I think an S tier, an A tier for Esimo is, I think that's a fair spot, given I've not had too much experience with him. So we'll go with that. Haley is another immediate S tier. Gun builds with Haley, her third ability buffing it, her sniping build deletes everything, her gun builds delete everything. Haley, there's no dispute, she's an immediate S tier. Come on, you gotta put the perfection where the perfection is deserved, and Haley is literally the definition of perfection. Shouldn't you consider pubs and pre-made? I was gonna say pubs, you'd be more likely to find an Enzo or a Haley or even an Ajax versus an Esimo. But I was gonna say I'm gonna just go over the Descendants in their own general use, in a single player squad and in a 4-player squad. So I'll go over it like that because I think that's a fair enough situation. And hence I think at this point barely anybody runs publics at this point. Well, if they do run public, it's not because of like they want to run a public. It's probably because they can't do it solo. But the only boss you're forced to do public now is literally just Deathstalker. So I think what I'm going with for now is fair. Next, Kyle. Okay, actually I can't do that. Jaber fucking sucks. Never touch him. Yeah, that's it. Kyle, right? Kyle is actually, I'd put Kyle in A tier as well. Kyle and Esimo are like the same slice of cake. They both need a bit of time and to build their stuff up, and then they can do tons of damage. Jaber is mods ban BZman77 immediately. Get rid of this man. I'd never want to see him. Actually, I don't do that. Don't do that. Jaber equals S plus ultra. You know what? I think it's time to turn the chat off, bro. I've had enough. Oh man, I've had enough. Right. Yeah, no, we're not going with that. Right. Let's leave Kyle where he is. I've not had too much experience with Kyle. I've used him a fair bit. But Kyle's French, and I don't believe in the French, bro. No, I'm playing. Jaber is actually, I'm not even joking. Ban Stepful right now. Get rid of this man. I do not want to see bro ever again. Okay, on to the next. Luna is an S tier. Instant S tier for bossing. All records on bosses have a Luna in them, or a lot of records will have a Luna with them, because her skill buff ability or her firearm buff ability, it's just nutty. Enzo and a Luna in a team, yeah, it's a freaking recipe for absolute doggery. So yeah, I would instantly say Luna is an S tier. If you say anything otherwise, you do not understand Luna. Okay, Bunny for bossing, she doesn't have any abilities to buff guns, but she does have some supportive abilities. So let's talk about, for example, Deathstalker with the skulls, or Obstructor with the balls. Bunny is definitely not the S tier, but I would say Bunny is probably our second B tier. Only because she's got 2 use case bosses, or even 3, sorry, with the Defiler, with the Flying Bunny. You can pull it off, but it is still good. If we're talking Deathstalker specifically, I'd put Bunny in A tier, or Obstructor specifically, or Swamp Walker, because she can do tons of damage to them. But I'd say for the general, you shouldn't really be using Bunny for bossing. If you do like me, because you know you're built different, I would say B tier is generous. C tier is probably right. I'll go with C tier because most people won't do this. If we're talking about pre-season of this game, then in the eyes of the community, Bunny would be up here for bossing. Everybody running in with level 2 bunnies into Gluttony, bro, and Molten Fortress. Oh, those were the days, bro. Those were the days. Okay, next Descendant. Freyna is another S tier. Freyna can nuke everything. She can nuke Deathstalker, nuke Gluttony, nuke Molten, Swamp, Frost, Bride, Pyro, everything. All the bosses she can absolutely nuke. Bunny's an A tier for you. I would also put Bunny in A tier, but I'm trying to make as many people as I can happy with this tier list. So I'm being very generous. Don't stress it, bro. Don't stress it. We're doing good. We're doing good so far. We're doing good. Okay. Yeah, Freyna is an immediate perfection. She can just destroy everything. Built with the Secret Garden and a good Slayer set. It's just a good build on Freyna. Absolutely dogs. If there's any major complaints with the tier list, let me know. I wish I had Katas to build. I've got 25, but I'm saving for the update. Right. Gley is above Esimo. What I'll do is I'll put everybody into their tiers, then I'll like sort them out between like character individuality in order. I think Gley is literally the best of the best. You're not going to beat Gley. Gley was already, even in preseason, Gley even in preseason was genuinely one of the best bossing characters. The first strat to defeat Gluttony was 2 Gleys on Enzo and a Valby. You know, Gley was always up there, but with the revival of the last dagger, hitting 4 seconds on Defiler and everything else in between, you cannot say that Gley is not even like do you know what? Gley is so good that I'm making another tier. I'd row above Gley tier. Like we're just making Gley tier. Gley deserves her own tier. She's oh shit, what have I done? Right, I'll 180 this. I'll rename this to Gley tier, and then name this to Perfection. Like Gley just deserves her own tier. She's that good. She genuinely just deserves her own tier. She's just that boss. She's just that boss. Okay, next up is Lepic. Lepic is an S tier. If you think Lepic is not an S tier, you are wrong, because his gun build is more than capable of doing everything. His firearm attack with his gun build buff is freaking great. It's magnificent. And then nuking Lepic. Called me a sucker, but preseason I used to carry so many people with the lime green panda Lepic. So yeah, I have a soft spot for Lepic. Sue me, I don't care. But Lepic is perfection. Lepic buffed by Luna as well. You don't even need it, but he can still solo everything. On even squad carry stuff, a lot of stuff. Lepic can run through almost all bosses. Lepic can be used with every boss. With Deathstalker, you can use the gun build. With Gluttony, you can nuke Lepic with a non-critting build. If you do that solo or even in a duo, but you need 2 Lepics. But Lepic is a S tier. He's perfection. You cannot argue it. Okay, Valby is another perfection. I'm gonna put her above Luna in this instance, because Valby can deal with every boss in the game as well. She's just another Descendant that she's just that good. I'd put her over Haley only because she uses abilities, so it's a little bit less work than Haley depending on the boss. Because with higher level bosses like Glut and with Stalker, you have to use gun build with Haley. Stalker, you'd have to use gun build with Valby as well. But even gun builds with Valby are great. Supply moisture, big buff, big range, build for a bit of HP, and you're bowling. I'd say Valby is that good. Valby and Viessa should be in the same tier. Viessa is coming up now, actually. Perfect. Perfect. I'd say Viessa is at the absolute peak of A tier. I don't think she cuts it for the S, because Viessa isn't as viable against every single boss as much as she is for like Pyro, for example. Pyro she'll destroy. Solo she'll delete a lot of bosses, she'll do a lot of damage, but she just doesn't have that versatility that Valby has. Because Valby's non-attribute and Viessa's chill, the elemental aspect does make a difference, I believe. But that's just my own personal opinion. Valby and Viessa are A tier for me. I can respect that. I can respect that. I don't think you'd accept Valby as an S tier until you've used her for every boss. Okay, normal Viessa goes to the back of the queue. Yujin. Yujin goes in... Yujin goes right behind Viessa in A tier. I'd debate Yujin in an S tier as well, honestly. Because Yujin, as a support, his healing is great. He can do good damage with a gun build and everything. Drowsy, this is a tier list for bossing. This is a bossing tier list. But yeah, this is also pretty good. I think Yujin is a... I'd say he's top of A, close to S, because of his support. But most runs now are so optimized, and you just have such a setup that you don't really need Yujin as a support as much, I'd say. Luna skips this because her gun buff will help. Enzo skips this because his gun buff will help. Yujin doesn't have a gun buff. He has a health buff, which would work. But... yeah, I'd say the Yujin's died down a little bit. He was very essential when Gluttony started, or even when Stalker started, but I feel like Yujin's calmed down a little bit now, so I'm gonna leave Yujin in A tier. Okay. Inness, B tier. Inness is B tier. Apart from Obstructor and Swampwalker, Inness will work on the other bosses, but she's just not that good, to be honest. Lower level bosses, sure, whatever. You know, your Pyro, Executioner, and your Bride, yeah, fine. Or even Devourer, she'll work good on the Devourer. Apart from that, she's not really that good for bossing. I know you're screaming Defiler, Defiler, but once the Defiler goes, there's not going to be a Defiler left. Inness can get defiled, but like... yeah, I would say she's B tier, only because outside of the aspect of her first ability, she doesn't really bring too much else to bossing. That's just my own opinion. B tier Lamar. Argue with yourself. Because Ajax as a support, cooking. Kyle as a nuke. Esimo as a nuke, works. Yujin as a support. Viessa is... genuinely a good support as well. Not even support, just DPS. Gunning with Viessa is great. Freyna, Lepic, nuke, support, damage, amazing, support. Gley. Yujin above Inness. Yeah, I would say Yujin is above Inness. Because I think once the next Descendant comes out, which is Serena, Inness hype will die down a tiny bit, depending on what's going on. And I think outside that, Inness is arse at Deathstalker. But, yeah, I just think Inness is B tier for bossing. This is my own personal opinion. Kelen, bro, who even uses Kelen, bro? Who even uses Kelen, bro? Who uses Kelen, bro? Yeah, no, that's not happening, boss man. That's not happening. Okay, Sharen. Sharen is another perfection. Sharon's another perfection. I would go so far to put her above Lepic, I'd put her above Luna as well. I'd put Sharen above Luna. Because that debuffing with her third ability is so great. It is literally make or break for a lot of runs. The debuffing Sharen... along with the invisibility to clutch out revs and stuff like that, Sharen is a perfected boss killing Descendant, along with a sniper and everything. It is insane. I genuinely think Sharen is, as a support, I'd say she's great. She's probably like, I'd say, no, she's above Enzo, honestly. The debuffing makes such a big difference. Enzo does as well, but I genuinely think Sharen's debuffing is like one of the greatest things in bosses. Bear in mind, people relied on this for Gluttony. They relied on this for Deathstalker. If you look at like other people's runs, you can absolutely see them relying on debuff Sharen along with the strat. Because if you remember when Gluttony was the main thing, the first full nuke strat for Glut was 2 Gleys with Executors, a Sharen, and then someone to carry, or 3 Gleys and a Sharen. And yeah, I would say Sharen's debuff makes a bigger difference than Enzo's buff. It's only because it allowed for nuking right off the bat. If we're talking about a fleshed out run, then Enzo is the superior one. But Sharen, in my opinion, is better because I do prefer the nuking element. Okay, that is the end of the tier list then. So I'd say any complaints, but I know you're all going to complain, so I'm not going to say any complaints. So that is this tier list for bossing complete. Yeah, enjoy. I hope you enjoy. Smash that like button. If you've got any complaints or anything you think should be in a different place, please do let me know in the comment section below. Other than that, that's this video done. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.